Welcome again to COURSR video presentation. This video assumes that you want to use and evaluate COURSR from a teacher's point of view. Furthermore, it assumes that you have attended the video that presents COURSR from a student's point of view, so you are familiar with its functionalities. A teacher can use COURSR to define and edit the temporal requirements of a class. So let's see how that happens and what is interesting with it in COURSR. First, we log in COURSR with a teacher's account. Now we are in. In the tab Overview, we can see our last actions with COURSR. The Profile tab is simpler than a student's profile. No calendars are required. In the Available Courses tab, we can see all the courses, whereas in the My Courses tab, only our courses can be seen, which are also editable. In order to create a new course, we start with the button Create Course in the upper right corner. However, for the needs of this demo, we will edit an existing course, let's say Introduction to Programming in Java, by clicking its name. The tabs of editing a course are the same with the tabs showing the details of the course to the students. However, now we can edit the details. In the Course Info tab, note the two dates. No activity of the course can be defined outside the interval between these two dates. In the Activities Info tab, we define new activities. There are 6 semantically different but functionally identical types of activities. These are lecture, lab, midterm exam, final exam, presentation, and homework. Each occurrence of such an activity has a synchronous part, which occurs at specific date and time, and an asynchronous part, which can be scheduled at any time before the synchronous part. The duration of the synchronous is defined in field duration, whereas the duration of the asynchronous part is defined in field workload. A typical example of such activity is a lecture, with the synchronous part being the lecture itself in the amphitheater, occurring in specific day and time, whereas the asynchronous part is the student's preparation for the lecture, occurring before the lecture. Let's edit the series of the 13 lectures. An activity may have only the synchronous or only the asynchronous part. This is achieved by defining the duration or the workload to be 0 minutes. Some of the activities may have multiple occurrences, such as a series of lectures, whereas others may occur once in the class, such as the midterm or the final exam. Multiple activities of the same type are allowed, for example, several home assignments for the same class. COURSR supports the definition of the scheduling information of an activity in natural language. To see examples of such definitions, click the exclamation mark next to periodicity field and spend some seconds to have a look at the examples. For example, the series of 13 lectures occurs every Monday at 9:30 up to 12th of January of 2016, excluding the 28th of December of 2015 and the 16th of November of 2015, but including the 18th of November of 2015, but for this date at 16. In the Activities tab, the teacher can edit individual occurrences of a series of activities. For example, he can add title and content to each lecture. In the Prerequisites tab, the teacher can add constraints that concern the way the activities are scheduled. Course prerequisites define other courses where the student has to have subscribed in order to subscribe to this course. Ordering constraints between the prerequisite courses and the current course are added automatically. The teacher can use drag and drop to select the course prerequisites from the list on the right. Attendance prerequisites pose cardinality constraints for the occurrences of the same activity. Some examples are shown by clicking the small exclamation mark on the right. Again, activities can be dragged and dropped from the list on the right. Finally, activity prerequisites pose ordering constraints between occurrences of different activities. Again, some examples are shown by clicking the small exclamation mark on the right. Activities can be dragged and dropped from the list on the right. Finally, in the All Representation tab, we can get an ontological representation of the current course definition. Thank you for attending this video presentation. As a last favor, we would like to ask you to answer the course questionnaire from a teacher's point of view, with the URL of the questionnaire being in the invitation you received. Thank you again.